So far, we have seen the use of the articles, the nouns, the pronouns, and now we're going to see the use of the adjectives. Remember, the adjectives are used to describe and modify nouns and pronouns in a sentence. The adjectives can be quantitative or qualitative and of type. Very good. In English, the adjectives are used to describe one thing. That means they're singular, okay? So they describe one specific thing. If we're describing two things, then we have to use what we call a comparative. We use a comparative. If we're describing three or more things, then we have to use a superlative. We're going to see the difference in a moment. So if I were to say, the girl looks happy. Happy is an adjective because it's describing the girl. The girl is a noun. So this is telling us that happy is describing the girl, so it is an adjective. Funny is an adjective. Tall is an adjective. Beautiful is an adjective. Well-written is an adjective. Brown is an adjective. So if you notice, adjectives are very versatile, okay? We have different types of adjectives, and they can function differently also. Let's see the difference. First off, what's the purpose of adjectives? As I mentioned before, adjectives are words that describe nouns or pronouns. For example, here we have peaches. These are specific fruit, okay? It's a type of fruit. So peaches in the plural form, we can say ripe peaches. Ripe peaches. So since ripe is describing the peaches, we put it before the noun. This is also very important when you start speaking in English. Remember that the adjectives, they go before the noun that they're modifying. Very good. The next example, shorts. These are nouns. So, purple, purple shorts. Purple becomes an adjective. Purple is an adjective. Very good. Vacation is a noun. A week's vacation, so week, in this case, it's a noun, but because it's modifying how long the vacation is, it becomes an adjective. 2 is the number 2, year, old. All of these words, they're modifying the child, okay? They're describing the noun. So all of them, they become adjectives. In English, the rule states that when you're using 2 or more words to describe a noun, you have to put a hyphen in between them. In this particular case, we have to put hyphen. Hyphen just means this little thing right here, a dash between them. Later on, in more advanced course, I teach what are hyphenated adjectives. So in this case, this is a hyphenated adjective, okay? And these 3 words are describing the child. Very good. Weather. Weather is a noun. It can be hot, humid. So we're using 2 words to describe the weather. We can set them off by a comma, okay? Perfect. How do we know when a word is an adjective? Well, normally they're describing the nouns. But let's say you found a new word. You're watching TV and you heard this word, but you're wondering to yourself, what does this mean? Let's say you don't know the meaning of the word, and before checking in the dictionary, you're trying to figure out what it means or what's the function of this particular word. Well, I'm going to give you the endings so that it's easier for you to identify when a word is an adjective and you know how to use it in the sentence correctly. Remember, what did I say? Okay, awesome. The adjectives, they describe the nouns or the pronouns, and they go before them in the sentence. Perfect. So we have able and able. Believable, flexible, accessible, workable. These are adjectives. We have al. Educational, institutional, exceptional. These are adjectives. With ed, confused, increased, disappointed. Here, I have to point out that when we're describing, when we're describing the way that a person feels, okay, towards something else, we use ed. You can say, I am confused. Teacher, I am confused. I don't understand. However, if you're talking about the lesson, let's say you say, this topic is confusing. In that case, you would have to use ing. It's confusing. Okay? When you're talking about something, you use ing. When you're talking about the way a person feels, you use ed. Okay? The past participle in this case. Very good. En. Wooden, golden, broken. Ease. Chinese, Portuguese, Japanese. Full. Successful, resourceful. I think I'm missing an S right there. Resourceful, wonderful. Ick. Poetic, classic, terrific. These are endings for adjectives. Ing, as I mentioned before, when you're confused or it is confusing, we have exciting, comforting, tiring. You've heard words like someone might say, I'm tired with ed. The thing that I'm doing is tiring. So the thing is tiring. You are tired. Awesome. So in, they're adjectives. Ish, foolish, childish, selfish. If, collective, imaginative, assertive. Ian or an, referring to nationalities, Canadian, Russian, Mexican. Less, pointless, painless, useless, priceless, hopeless. Li, friendly, daily, yearly, weekly. Us, gregarious, gorgeous, famous, courageous. Why, funny, windy, happy. These are endings for adjectives. Perfect. Now, moving on. Most of the times, even native speakers, they don't know this. However, the adjectives in English, they go in a specific order. Yes, you cannot put the adjectives however you want. Native speakers, they use this naturally. They don't think about the order of these adjectives. They're not conscious of these things. However, when you're learning English, it's important that you know that they go in a specific order. So this is the order that you must follow. Opinion. How you feel about something, your personal opinion goes first. Opinion like unusual, lovely, beautiful. Size can be big, small, or tall. Physical quality can be thin, rough, untidy. Shape can be round, square, rectangular. Age can be young, old, youthful. Color, blue, red, pink. Origin can be Dutch, Japanese, Turkish. Material can be metal, wood, or plastic. Type can be general purpose, four-sided, U-shaped. And the purpose can be cleaning, hammering, and cooking. So let's say we're going to describe a woman. We're going to use multiple adjectives. We're going to use different adjectives to describe the woman. We have to follow the order. She was a beautiful, that's my opinion, tall, size, thin, physical quality, young, age, blonde, color, Canadian, origin, woman. So all these words, so beautiful, tall, thin, young, blonde, Canadian, they're describing the woman and they go in a specific order. Perfect. I hope this was helpful. I hope it was clear. I hope you don't have any doubts on this topic. But if you do, you can leave a message on this course, leave a message on my social media, and I will respond to you. Perfect. I really, truly hope that this was helpful, and I'll see you on the next part of this course.